This video is brought to you by the FARMER-KLEIN YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to another map first impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at Bzura. This map can be found over at the farmingsimulator.com website or the in-game mod hub, and as of the 1.0 release, this map is indeed available for all platforms. But before we get into the map, this video is brought to you by Rick Wharf. Thank you for being a farm baron. So we have traveled from South America all the way back to Europe and specifically back to Poland because we have ourselves another Polish map. So let me read you a little bit of the description. It says this map has a Polish atmosphere, 5 farms, including pigs, cows, sheep, horses, and chickens, over 150 fields, 15 meadows, a biogas plant, 6 selling points, sawmill. Now, the description says original environment. I'm thinking that means it has original lighting. This map is listed as being seasons prepared, so it does indeed have a seasons mask. Now, I will say that the map author kind of took a little bit of a shortcut with respect to the seasons mask, in that it is not a full custom seasons mask. They basically just took the tip collisions file and basically defined it as the seasons mask. That's fine, because typically things under the roof and everything like that is going to have tip collisions, but in some regards it could have been a little bit better, where the map author could have defined a little bit better seasons mask other than just simply referencing the tip collision file. Let's go ahead and jump on in. I will say, if you load this map up with precision farming, you will find that this map has a standard soil map. This map does not include a custom soil map. I think that is pretty much everything. Let's go ahead and load up the log. Also, if you load this map up in Farm Manager or start from scratch, you're going to find that you do not own any land, although all of the vehicles and buildings are still at all of the various farms. So here we are loaded on into the map. Let's go ahead and take a look at the PDA. And first impressions, yeah, this is a Polish map. Kind of looks just like that. So if we zoom on out, we're going to see that the actual playable area is smaller than a standard size map, but not much smaller. I would say this map is probably about 3/5 of a standard map as far as the play area goes. Somewhere between 3/5 and 4/5. So if we take a look here at our fruit types or crop types, we have all of the standard crop types available to us, except we do not have sugarcane, nor do we have cotton here. So this is pretty much the Farm Sim 17 crops with oat as an addition. Let's go ahead and take a look here at our lands. You'll see that we start out by owning all of the farms. So we have the pig farm here to the north for $11,000. We have the cow farm here to the west for $22,800. We have the chicken farm kind of right here smack in the middle of the map for $12,600. We have the sheep farm down here to the south, $19,500. And then right beside it, we have the horse farm for $30,000. Now, all of our equipment is actually up here at the cow area. So this is, in essence, your starting area, the cow farm, but we do own all of the other farms here on the map. We do not own any other land other than the main farms. We do have a biogas plant right here that we can buy for $17,000, and the typical unbuyables, which would be all of the sell points, and in this map, the area outside the play area, that can be bought for $1 million. Other than that, all of the other land here inside the map is indeed viable, including a couple forestry areas. So if we take a look at some of these bigger fields, we have field 72, $119,000, field 1 for $128,000, field 28, which includes some trees, $305,000. Then, of course, we have the smaller fields like 161, $14,900, 162, $13,000 or $17,300. Let's go ahead and take a look at the generic soil map and see how it does get applied to these fields. So you see the way the generic soil map gets applied, we have a fair bit of silty clay just kind of making a swath through the map here. And we've got loam kind of flanked on either side of that. But then most of the farm area here is sandy loam, a little bit of loamy sand, and then sandy loam here to the south. Take a look at our sell points. We have two main sell points available to us on the map for our grains. We do have the spinnery for our cotton and wool. Now we have sugarcane showing up here, but it doesn't show up over here, which is interesting, but isn't that big of a deal. We do have a sell point for eggs and milk, exactly 2 sell points for those. We do have the sawmill for our wood chips. And if we do not own the biogas plant, we do have a place to offload our silage, hay, straw, and grass. And that is also where our pellets are going to be available for sale if we do play with straw harvest add-on. Now we take a look at the vehicles. We start with a pretty modest list of starting equipment. But then again, most of these fields are pretty darn small anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. All of it is new, well-maintained. None of it is leased. We do not have any animals at the start, even though we own all of the animal farms. And we do have contracts on the map. Now let's go ahead and take a look at our garage. So we've got the T5 100 from New Holland and the Fendt Favorite 511C. So our tractors range in horsepower from 99 to 115 horsepower. We've got the Bison Super Z056 harvester. That is, of course, paired up with the Z056 grain header. We have the SEK 802 trailer, Polymag 300 cultivator, the Amazon D830 seeder. Then we have the SB 1000 front weight. Pair those. And then we move into the placeables. We have several grain silos that we can sell. And that is pretty much it. Now, all of these farms do have sleep triggers on them, but we can't sell the sleep triggers. So that is kind of fun. I mean, we can sell the silo, and then we can probably sell the main farm because we don't have any other placeables that we can get rid of. Take a look here at our placeables. You'll see that there are no custom animal pens. We have no miscellaneous mods. We do have the placeable grain silo, which holds 100,000 liter of product and holds our contemporary grains. Nothing under decoration or sheds. And again, no custom sleep triggers that we can put down here on the map. So at this point, we would typically go and take a look at the farms, or the farm that we are starting at. But since we do not start at an actual farm, I think what we'll do is we'll just kind of walk up the street here and kind of just start at the shop, the vehicle shop, which is just up a block. So first up, we do have a sell point right here. Let's go ahead and take a look at this particular sell point. The ZTOTO. So there is our particular sell point, and that is going to be one that is going to take our milk and eggs. So we have our milk and egg sell point right there. And then right down the street, we have our shop. Now this map is interesting because we actually have 3 different workshops. We've got one here at the main shop. So we have our buy, sell, customize, and trade area right there. We have our shop icon right here. So let's go ahead and just get our Mahindra while we're at it. So we've got a fairly small area for our equipment to spawn into here. So we will need to kind of buy some stuff, move it out of the way before we buy anything else. And then also on the map, we have 2 additional workshops. One down here by field 19, and then one to the north by field 102, and right across the street from the gas station. So I kind of like that we've got 3 different workshops here on the map. Kind of like that idea. So let's go ahead and get set up for the fly around. We'll do a fly around of the map, and then we'll just come right back here, jump into Mahindra, and do our typical drive around. Let's get a little bit of altitude. And at this point, we are both seeing play area and non-play area all at the same time. So this map has a really good map boundary. Seemingly just goes on for as far as the eye can see. See, overall the map is a nice composition of rolling hills. Nothing too terribly drastic as far as elevation changes. And there we go. So let's just go ahead and kind of do a bit of a fly around tour. So down here we have our chicken farm. Continue on this direction, passing several small fields. I like how these are separated by a fence. So the fields that do have these power towers, these towers do have collisions. So you will need to avoid those if you are basically playing the field yourself, and your hired help will definitely stay clear of those. But then here we have our horse farm. And then right next door we have the sheep farm. One of our workshops is right below there. The sawmill is, I believe, down to the south a little bit. Over here we have one of our grain sell points. Go ahead and make our way kind of following up this water line. And we have a portion of the map separated by this river. Up here we have our gas station. We have our other workshop directly below. Continue on up this way. We have our pig farm, which is right below there. We have our animal dealer and wool dealer there. So we are literally right up against the map boundary at this point. We have our bale sell point. We have our cow farm, and then this is where all of our equipment is. So this is, in essence, our starting farm. And let's just go ahead and kind of do a touchdown here and take a little bit of a tour here at the starting farm. So we have our sleep trigger. Here at the house. Right there. We have our silo right here. Now, we do not have a visual dump station. You just have to dump your stuff right here at the base of the silo. Then obviously you have your fill pipe right there. Inside of here we have some of our starting equipment, our tractors and weights. Our trailer. Our harvester is conveniently parked here under the trees. Then we have our seeder and cultivator here in this shed. A nice view down here of the river. And then we have our dairy barn, which is right here. So on the back side of the dairy farm, we have our manure area, which is right here. Kind of interesting. We have our slurry point. So if we have some custom crop textures, here we have ready to harvest soybeans. Inside the building, we have our 3 main triggers for straw, water, and food. Now, of course, if you haven't seen one of my videos before, we use the animal pen extension mod to locate where the water trough is. That is what these blue pipes are. So it helps us, 1, find where the water trough is, and 2, see if we have custom support for this particular mod. This mod is also useful, and we'll see very shortly. It helps us locate where the milk trigger might be for our cows. Now, we've got some interesting textures here at the windows. So I just noticed when I downloaded the map that the map's got some pretty low ratings. And I haven't really picked up on why the map has these low ratings. There's a few little interesting tidbits on the map, like the textures here at the windows, and then we'll find a mislocated straw trigger down at the horses. But other than that, I don't know if people are just ranking it low because they're tired of Polish maps, how shallow these people are that they're going to rate something that someone's worked on for hundreds, if not thousands of hours low just because they're tired of seeing of a particular map type. But that's one reason why I'm strongly suggesting to Giants that they just do away with ratings of mods because, well, I think they are abused quite substantially. At any rate, we have a cow drop-off point right here. 7 cows in this particular pen. And that is pretty much the starting cow farm. We'll head on down here and I guess loop back to the shop. We have a grain sell point below, as well as a lime fill point. We have our biogas plant. And then we are right back here at the shop where we started this aerial adventure. Let's go ahead and drive around and check out the rest of the map from more of a closer down to the road perspective. That lady was a little overdressed for being walking down the road like that, but okay. So here we have the chicken farm. I was kind of thinking about these crop textures. I want to look at them a little bit. So we have our ready to harvest sunflowers. Here we have our growing wheat. We have our ready to harvest barley. Growing oats. And then canola. Growing canola. Okay. Sugar beets. And then corn. So, kind of gotten a good view of most of the crops here. So here we have the chicken farm. I believe now, maybe. So maybe one big deterrent on polished maps is just there's so many things so close together, right? So here we have our chicken farm, and we'll figure out how to get to this one properly here in a moment. So we've got, again, our silo. We have to dump here at the base. We have our fill. We have our sleep trigger. Just got some general storage. Not a lot of storage going on here. And then we have our chicken coop. So we have our food trough. We have our egg spawn point right there. And I believe our chicken buy point, delivery point is going to be right here. 100 chickens in this particular coop. It looks like here is the road that we should have taken. Instead, we ended up taking this road right here. So you can't really blame me, right? I mean, it was pretty close. So we should turn right there. There's some interesting trees. We got a bit of a rundown building or something back in there. That quite possibly was the highest hill on the map. So we have here our lime point. And then we have our grain dump station. So some pretty tight areas in here. Probably going to be coming in here with a smaller trailer anyway, given the size of the map and the size of the fields. Then we have our biogas plant directly across the street. We have our digester right here. We have our two three-sided silage bunkers. And then we have our digestate trigger right here in the middle of this box. So we have chaff bunker 1, chaff bunker number 2. Go ahead and looks like we've got a bridge up here. Let's say, I mean, the map, I think the map is decorated up very well. So far, I like how the map visually looks. Nothing from my original reconnaissance kind of the map has really given me any sort of indicator as to why, like I said, why maybe the ratings would be as low as they are, other than maybe just folks being tired of a particular map type. And if that is the case, well, they are truly being selfish and shallow by simply rating the map because they're tired of seeing Polish maps. They need to be rating the map on its merits as far as what they feel personally. But yeah, ratings are ratings, right? So this particular pig coop, take 4 pigs. And then inside of here we have the straw trigger. And actually the straw trigger extends way out to here. So you can actually probably put straw right here and still basically put it here in the straw trigger. We have the food trough, and then we have the water trough. Again, we use the animal pen extension mod, and that's where the pipes come in. So quite possibly this one, yeah, might be a little bit difficult to get in here to the water trigger right there, to the food trigger right there, and again we have the straw trigger right here, and we can see that extend way out over here to the slurry point. Then we have some vehicle or implement storage. Our manure pile right there. Some more nice farm storage here. Our farm silo. Again, you need to dump here and fill out the pipe. And then we have our sleep trigger here at the back door, like so. Now let's head on further up the street to our animal dealer. And we're pretty much running at this point right across the map edge. But you can see there's no real visual indicator where the map stops. You're going to see where it stops right about here. So there's no real visual indicator that, the map has ended in any way unless you zoom way out. And that's way far out compared to what most cameras will allow you to zoom. Here we've got a nice ready to harvest wheat texture. I think the textures on this map are really nice. Look at this. This is the benefits of the Mahindra. Alright, so we have our spinnery, our cotton and wool sell point. We have our animal dealer sell point right there. And then the proper way into this particular sell point would be right here at the street. So we can't go back up that road because the map edge is just a little bit into that field. I've got to think, maybe that's it. Maybe people are rating the map so low because the map boundary is so awesome. They keep running into it, and it's making them upset. That's it. I figured it out. All right, so here we have another sell point. This one is likely also going to be for our eggs and milk. SK Scalp pot something. Right here. That is indeed for eggs and milk. Then we're coming up on Scalp Bell, this one. So this is going to be our sell point for silage, hay, straw, and grass. Now, I saw this and I'm like, oh, maybe that's the sell point. That would look cool. But no, it's over here. I mean, I think it might have been better. It would have looked a lot better if the caution tape was basically under the straw, so that the straw was kind of half covering this. I think that would have sold that a lot better than the way it is there. Just a hint for the map maker. If he does an update, maybe try to drop that down a little bit so that's one below. Or for a future mapper, it's an idea. Free ideas. Of course, free ideas are different than John Deere's. Oh, we got a little flooded field action going on here. I like the river. I like all this action going on. So our start cow farm is right over here to the right. We don't need to necessarily go check that out again because, well, we already did a walkthrough of that. So we left the shop. We need to double back. We'll double back. We'll double back. Double back with our doppelganger. Oh, this I like. This I like. This I like a lot. Whoa! What the heck was that? Did y'all see that car? That was funny. Let's go check this out. See if we can see this car. I was saying I like this fence, but I think he has the let's check. Oh, here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. Ah! So, yeah, he's got the traffic spline sneaking under the ground here for the cars to make their way back around to wherever they emerge from. But since we have the dip in the ground here, the autos emerge. Oh, here comes another one. The autos are going to emerge outside of the ground, so that's a little bit of oopsie there. You ready? You ready? Here it comes. 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 Presto! All right. No, but what I liked was I like this grass. I like these fenced areas separating the grass here. A bit about the oh, get over it. A bit about the cars. That's just fun. That's just niggling. So yeah, this is kind of a tight road. You probably might want to turn traffic off. You're one of those folks that don't like traffic. We've already taken a look at the chicken farm. Oh, we've already looked at the biogas plant. What am I doing? We've already looked at the biogas plant. Oh. So yeah, we haven't really seen on lots of maps traffic on these little narrow roads. So probably traffic is going to be something you probably want to turn off. Right? You can see traffic being the first thing people turn off. So we went to the shop and we went to this egg and milk sell point on foot, remember? Because we spawn right down the street from this firehouse. We spawn basically right there. Let's continue on. Sorry about that. We'll continue on in this direction. Trying to make our way over to the sell point that is to the far east of the map. Really nice visuals from the roadside perspective, I feel. Ah, this is more appropriate. 2-lane road with traffic. So then we have our grain dump station. Right here. Now this station isn't all that bad if you're going to have a larger trailer to come through. And then we need to go ahead and make our way down here to the south to check out the sawmill, as well as the final 2 farms, being the sheep farm and horse farm. So I think I need to turn here. Nope. Not gonna happen. I need to go past the workshop and then turn in. I don't want to always drive with the big map up because I think maybe it obscures your all's vision too much, but again, it can be easy to get lost on a new map like this. So over here we have the third workshop. Trigger, we had one to the north by the fuel station. We had one at the actual vehicle shop. And we have one down here to the south. You know what? Let's just go ahead and hit these two farms while we're up here. They're right beside each other. So here we have the sheep farm. 10 sheep. So we have the food trough. Around the corner, we have the water trough. There's Mr. Sheep. And then we have our wool spawn point right there. We have our sleep trigger up the stairs. Then, of course, we've got storage scattered all around. And on the other side of the fence here, we have the horse farm. So we have a silo here. We have our dump station there. The sleep trigger is once again up here at the stairs. Then I believe the horse area is around back. So here we have the food trough, the water trough, and let me show you what I mean by the straw trigger being misplaced. So inside of here, we have marker for the straw trigger. So if we look, it's not there. Okay. Well, we see something there, right? Something's there. But something is back here, too. So, if you have horses and you try to put your straw in here and nothing happens, I'll give you a hint. Take it out, around back, and yes, that's right. Try to put it in this water and see if it takes. Let me know in the comments if that is indeed the straw trigger. Then here we have our horse delivery point. 10 horses. And that is going to be all of the animals. So let's just go ahead and check the animals here and see. They have the standard food requirements, standard outputs across the board. And here we have the gate for the horse farm. Just down the street from the sheep farm. And now let's go and check out the final area, which is the sawmill. Which is the sawmill. We missed the road again because we didn't have this on. kind of like this area. Coming back here. There doesn't seem to be a whole lot of easy trees. There we get a couple more easier trees. They're the kind of trees that you cut with the tree harvester. So this forested area down here is rather sparse with the easy trees. Rather populous with the more difficult trees to get rid of. And then we have our log sell point and our wood chip sell point. So guys, that is Bzura. At least that's how I heard pronounce it from good old Google Translate. Let me know in the comments, what do you think of this interesting Polish map? I think it's really nicely decorated. I like how the crops look. I like the lay of the land, so to speak. I'm not really sure why it's got such a low rating. Sure, there's a couple little niggle points about possibly the straw trigger there, texture at the cow barn, and a couple other kind of small things, but I don't know, nothing too terrible bad. But let me know in the comments, what do you think? And until next time, happy farming.